Hey everyone, welcome to the Fort Lauderdale real estate market update for condos and townhomes covering August of 2024. The median price of condos and townhomes in Fort Lauderdale right now is actually flat year over year at $470,000. Data presented here will be intended for people considering buying a condo or townhome in Fort Lauderdale. Those of you that already own a condo or townhome in Fort Lauderdale and are considering selling it, anyone looking for a Fort Lauderdale realtor, or anyone just generally interested in the Fort Lauderdale real estate market. My name is Casey Prindle, your Fort Lauderdale realtor. If you've been considering buying a property in Fort Lauderdale or selling one that you already own, easiest way to find me is just give me a call, 786-443-7203. My phone number will also be down there in the description. Easiest way to find me. The sooner that you get me involved in your decision to either buy or sell, the more value that I can provide to you, honestly. And that includes, buyers, whether you're not understanding of what you need to do in order to begin the process here, or sellers. If you just want to know what the value of your property is realistically, before you go ahead and consider selling, just give me a call. Let's talk through it. I'm fun and entertaining to talk to, I promise. All data is going to come from the multiple listing service, or MLS. Even though you see July on the charts and we're in August, it's because the data runs about 30 days behind. So just kind of a little caveat there. Stick around to the end of the video because I am going to talk to you guys about just my general thoughts on the market, because that's most commonly what I get a lot of calls and emails about. So let's dig in. All right, Fort Lauderdale, condo and townhome sales. All right, median price of condos and townhomes sold in Fort Lauderdale last month, $470,000. Kind of interesting. You look back here a year, where are we? And we get $470,000. Exactly flat year over year. Down 5% month over month. This is where it looks a little brutal. Down 20% since May. All right, a couple of things. If you have seen any of the news articles, apparently the Florida condo market is worthless. Your condos and townhomes are worth nothing. It's bogus. Look, there's a lot of stuff coming out with these milestone inspection reports. There's a lot of stuff coming out with budgets, insurance, everything else. Some buildings did their adjustments 12 months ago, and they're kind of in the tail end of things now. They've already done their assessments, their budgets have gone up or been shored up, and they're kind of through the woods on this stuff. And there's other buildings who are now in the fourth quarter coming in and saying, oh, well, even though we've known about this for a few years, we're getting around to it, and oh, what a shock that we have all this. Look, some buildings are run better than other ones. You have to give a greater amount of due diligence if you're buying a condo or a townhome now than you have ever before in the past, honestly. Like, let's just be honest. But if you're finding buildings that have everything shored up and the inspection reports are done and the budgets are in good shape, the fees may be higher than what people were paying, but you're building reserves so that you won't have assessments down the line. These aren't bad buildings. Just not. So my advice is find the better run buildings. Of course, on fee simple townhomes, you don't have any of this. Or of course, you can look just towards newer year of construction if you have the budget to do so. If you think you're getting a newer year of construction condo close to the beach for $470,000, you're just as far in outer space as a lot of these journalists have been with their reporting on the Florida condo market. All right, let's move on. All right, Total number of properties sold, 123 last month. Year over year, 141 down to 123, down about 21% month over month. There is not a lot of good in this, unlike median pricing. Look, not a whole lot else matters except for how many properties are actually selling, right? That gives you second 2 months of supply, in my opinion. You know, how strong the market is kind of based off this. This is not a good slide. If we break this 100 sales number here, it's going to be looking especially brutal. I do think a lot of this is just coming from people are scared off from buying condos and townhomes right now. But look, there's always opportunity. For as many people that are scared off, there's also, I believe, buyers who are looking at it and saying, well, if I can come into a newly renovated building with all the assessments in the past, this may not be such a bad idea. And I think there's a valid point there because you can get a good reduction in price, most likely, if you're looking at that kind of product. So, not a good slide. Weak sales market. Again, if you're a seller, this has got to give you a lot of pause because it's just saying it's going to be tough to sell right now. But hey, is what it is. All right, let's move on. Average list to sales price. Before we get into the average list of sales price, if you've been thinking of buying or selling a condo or townhouse in Fort Lauderdale, give me a call. My phone number is 786-443-7203. Call that number. I'm the only one that answers. I don't have a team. I don't have a secretary. I don't have assistants. It's just me. It's the fastest and easiest way to find me. If I don't answer, I promise I will call you back if you leave a message. But start talking to me sooner rather than later, whether you're considering making a move a year from now or a week from now. The sooner that I can get involved, the more value I can provide to you. So don't hesitate. Give me a call. All right. On to average list to sales price. 94.53%. Now, what this is the original listing sales price versus what a property actually closed at. So we're closing about, 4.5% off of market right now, 5.5%. Long day. The lower that we go on this chart, the more negotiation power that buyers have. The higher that we are on the chart, the less sellers have to negotiate. Right now, sellers got to negotiate. Very few deals are getting done at full ask. So, buyers, you got to play the game. You either got to list aggressively or you got to be okay with negotiating. But look, bottom line is this chart tells us it's pretty good to be a buyer right now. Median days on market, 63 and rising. I mean, this is a pretty steady climb here. Days on market represents how many days a property was actively listed before it went pending sale. It does not account for the time that was closing on the contract. So if you have a 30 or a 45-day contract, you're going to have to add 30 or 45 days to this. So sellers, this realistically means from the day you put your property on the market, you're probably not getting money in your bank account for 4 months. That may sound shocking to some of you, but that is the truth and that is the market and that's what's going on. Who can take advantage of this and how? Sellers, now you know how long to get your money in your bank account. Buyers, now you know. If a property's been on the market for 10 days, can you make a super low offer? Probably not. Probably isn't a good idea. Hasn't been sitting long enough. If it's out there for 80 days, 90 days, you should be making an offer below list. As long as the seller isn't totally irrational, they're probably going to negotiate on price with you. So this is a good thing for buyers to see. Higher days on market, good for buyers. So again, I work primarily with sellers, probably 75% of my business on the listing side, 25% on the buying side. So this is a harder chart for me to show sellers than it is for buyers. I like to show this to buyers. So anyways, that's how we use that data. Let's move on. All right, median price per square foot. Pretty sharp decline here. Whoop. In a chart that's been somewhat steady, some zigzags, but 13% month over month. Unfortunately, if we go back to July, we're at 406 a square foot, down to 364. A lot of the stuff still holds true. Buyers are still paying for the good stuff. They still want the renovated stuff. Unfortunately for you sellers, they're just not willing to pay as much for the renovated stuff as they were paying before. The HGTV thing still isn't happening. People don't want to do renos. They want you to have done them for them. So, I do think it's not going to be surprising if the median price per square foot keeps moving down. But I'm also going to tell you, if you look through the closed sales, you're also going to see that conditionally, the stuff that's selling is the top tiered stuff. It's the renovated stuff. So, like I said, buyers still want the renovated stuff. They're just not willing to pay as much for it anymore. Move on. Total dollar volume. Before we get into total dollar volume, let me digress. If you're thinking about selling a property, first thing to do, give me a call, 786-443-7203. Ask me what your property's worth. We got to start there. I get a couple of those emails, phone calls a week. Look, like I said, even if you're not considering selling for a long time, you need an accurate valuation on your property. You need to know what's going on within your condo or townhome community. So start early. Get in touch with me early. Total dollar volume. Over 88 million, down 20% month over month. Let's see back here. We were at 88 million this time last year, so not terribly down year over year, or actually up a little bit year over year. We are pointing down. Again, I'm not going to be surprised if this total dollar volume kind of pushes to the downside, and I just think a lot of that's coming from there are buyers that are scared of condos and townhomes right now. I think it'll all resolve itself. Honestly, I think it's a good buying opportunity for a lot of people right now. Because when this gets resolved, condos and townhomes are popular. They're easy as second homes. You don't have to do anything with them. You lock the door and you go to your other residence. Come back and everything's been taken care of for you. So, I do think we're going to rebound here. Again, this market wasn't that bad. I was transacting here 2019, 2020. Wasn't that bad. COVID just kind of messed everybody's whole train of thought up and expectations and everything else. But we're kind of back down here where we were. It's not terrible. I do also think it will rebound. Positive net migration. More people moving in than leaving the state. Nowhere for them to go. All right. Months of supply. All right. Months of supply. Oof. Would you like the doom and gloom first? Or would you like the silver lining? I feel like a lot of you guys like doom and gloom. I like doom and gloom. It's like soul food. It's comforting. All right, let's do some doom and gloom. 12 months, change up 88%. Oh my goodness. If you're a buyer, you're doing a happy dance, man. 88% more choices than you had this time last year of properties that are on the market. If you're a seller, this is not good. 88% more competition. Not good. Not easy to sell right now. I'm going to be honest with you. Not easy to sell. Months of supply were really high on the chart here. Again, go back to 2019, 2020. We've been here before. This is tough. Tough to sell your property in this environment. I have a really nice condo listing coming up. I am kind of holding my breath on it, I'll be honest. Now, away from this brutal chart and the doom and gloom and the sky falling, let's get into the silver lining. Last month change down 2%. Could we be curling? Could supply be possibly be getting ready to ease off. What do you think? It's going to be a big deal if that happens. Let's see how it plays out, but that is your silver lining. And, you know, for the stability of the market, I hope it does come down a bit. It's thundering out. We have a crying dog in the background. Let's pause this for a moment. All right, one hand on the mouse, one hand on the dog's head. I think everybody's calmed down. Except for the other dog, who's in the other room, hiding under her desk. All right. Let me get into some final thoughts here. I've been saying this. I'm going to continue saying this, and I'm going to kind of start jumping up and down about this. So, NerdWallet did a thing last week asking buyers, why are you not buying right now if you're interested in buying? 61% of them said, because I'm waiting for interest rates to decline. Here's the thing with that. If all of the buyers rush into the market at the same time, this inventory is going to go way down. 61% of the more people playing at the same time, this is not good for buyers. This is good for sellers. Interest rates are going to ease off. There's no way around it. The 10-year, it's not even waiting for the Fed to act. We're about 100 basis points off the highs. They're not gonna stop. So rates are going to get better. If you're a buyer, here's the thing. If you wait for those rates to get better, you have a ton of competition coming in. Right now, what if you can negotiate $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 off an asking price because sellers aren't seeing other offers? But that advantage goes away if interest rates pull down and everybody pulls back in the market. Do you think you're going to come back and say, oh man, I wish I had jumped into that market in September, early September, and got serious about throwing some offers out there because now prices are higher or now I'm in bidding wars? Look, it's a reality. It can happen. Positive net migration, more people moving here than leaving. We can't just build houses. We have oceans and Everglades. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, guys. I think right now is a decent time to be a buyer in this market. I get it. High interest rates suck. Nobody wants to pay them. I'm on board. 100%. 100%. I'm just saying, are you going to look back and say, I probably should have taken the shot when the market was weak? You know, if you're a seller and you're asking me about market timing, I'm telling sellers, if you can wait a little bit, I want to wait. If you're not in a rush and I have my crystal ball, I'm going to want to list your property in January or February. That's when I'm going to want to come to market. So, look, that's what I got for you guys. As always, thank you for watching. Greatly appreciate it. My phone number, contact information, it's all down there below. 786-443-7203 is my cell phone. Give me a call. I appreciate all you guys for watching me. We'll see you next month. Take care, guys.